The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13.
Let's go. Let's do this. Let's go now. 60 Pittsburgh. Hey, Alpha. Snap.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And this will be caught at the 30. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Corey Davis hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point attempt to come here. And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins.
Makes the score Dolphins 7, Bills 0.
Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Set. 180. 57. Hey, tight. He's checking. Crash. Back 50.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football, overtime, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels. Because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory right at the 40. First carry now for the Memphis man, Darrell Henderson. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Easy.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Stafford, he's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
In this situation, it's really tough to figure out how to defend because they have plenty of room to still take deep shots at the end zone as they just did there. Yet at the same time, you've got to be ready for the short throw. In this case, when you see the cue that they're going for the end zone, retreat and make sure you have a way to play forward, back towards the receiver, and have a chance to bat the ball away as they did there.
57's the mic. Rock 57. We got to get the ball. D, get the ball right here. Let's go.
Stafford on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
He had the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this score will stay right where it is. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
The throw down the field, caught by his running back. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 35. How about this first quarter for them throwing the football?
This defense has zero answers for what they've seen so far with the ball in the air. I'm not sure how they're going to change things around, but offensively, I keep attacking. I keep throwing the football until they make me change.
They'll set up a throw. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. And between the last two plays, they've moved it over half the length of the football field.
Go. Ready?
They'll drop the throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. DJ Chark, touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Extra point attempt here still to come. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Mix the score, Dolphins 14, Bills nothing.
Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Hey.
They run. Chubb. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, 15. Hey, orbit. 6 minutes. Here we go. Shot.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And he finds Tyler Kroft. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 38-yard line. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 38. From the gun, here's Stafford. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
Hey, Steve 6. Steve 6 back.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got one touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
And now the throw taken in by Chark. A big play there on the catch and run. 64 yards. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley, and he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Hakeem Vales, his first touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. The extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-0. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown.
The Bills take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. A run for Nick Chubb. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
3rd and 9.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. 21-0 our score after 1.
Dolphins 21, Bills nothing.
Ready. Yellow lady. Yellow lady. Here we go. Hey, easy, easy. Check 55.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. The 20. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 69 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation.
Hey, Zoo. Check right 54. Right 54. Go. 54, right there. 54 Mike. I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
Down.
So after the loss of down, they'll come up here with a second and goal.
Single, slot. Hey, you're...
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down. An extra defensive back on the field here for third and goal. Looking to throw. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up fourth down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
They had it first and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but hold on, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the 53. Ready. Let's go now. Let's go.
On 2nd and 7, Stafford stepping up. He's going to keep it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Omaha, ready, move. 40 got. 40 got. 57's the mic. Bravo. 57's the mic. Coming.
Off of play action. Here's Stafford. Throwing deep for Galladay. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Chubb on the counter. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. He just joined the double-digit party with that last pick. He now has 10 on the season.
And that takes a great amount of skill, study, a tad bit of luck. But bottom line, he's had a heck of a season.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down. This quarterback now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys at 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. David Njoku. His 4th touchdown on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half.
John Brown set to kick off.
Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Forced out to his left. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. That's caught inside the 20. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Michael Thomas, 78 yards. As they are now on the board here in the first half.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get 1, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, we're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Buzz! Look at me, zipper! I got you! 31's the mic. Come on, baby, come on, let's go.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Going deep here for Parker. And that's caught inside the 35. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. He'll look to throw. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And down to the 19-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Watch the slap. Check it out. Go.
Shoot. They'll set up to throw. And the pressure gets to him again.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today. But on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. Well, they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Now Brown, after the made field goal, gets set for the kickoff. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half. A first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a really, I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Now a first down throw. Stafford throwing deep for Galladay. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Kenny Galladay, the intended receiver. And second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Now Chubb. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a couple there on the second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
57. Mike, 57.
From the gun, Stafford. That's out to Chubb, complete. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
And so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about, in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Throwing is Stafford. No, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 38-yard line.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
We used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 40. He's at the 30. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
Let's go.
This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the pick-6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick-6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
On the carry, it's Chubb. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
That's what I do. Kill, kill, kill. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. The Bills send the punter out as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the 2nd half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
57 to Mike. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. 57 to Mike. Mike 57. Hey. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Pick it up. Pick it up.
After the interception, here's Stafford. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it a second down.
At the 13-yard line.
Mike's 57. 57's Mike. Quit talking about it and bring it.
Now it's Stafford. And caught by Thomas. Touchdown, Buffalo. Michael Thomas. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Bills use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And the lead drops from 34 down to 27. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Got it.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
The throw here caught by Devontae Parker. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a first down.
Watch tight end. 4 down. 4. Go.
They'll set up a throw. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. A good pickup there, 21 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can
hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Shaq Lawson in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Watch QB drop. Hey, one set. Check Mike, 54. Hey, zoom. I got it. Right there, 54. Hurry up, Mike.
They're going to look to throw. Steps away to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Mike 54. Mike 54. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Hey, echo. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Let's go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's caught by Parker. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 23. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Stop your whining. Mike 54.
2nd and long. No, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there. The Dolphins on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Back to throw here. He gets it into the arms of Parker, complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So another third down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal.
Watch tight. Tight is right.
Pilot, 64, weak.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Hey, Delta. Hey, we got Mike Fish.
He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. That's caught at the 1. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. They've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Now back to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. David Njoku with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A very solid gain of 27. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 48-yard line. On 1st down, Chubb going to get forward for only about a couple. 2nd and 8 forthcoming. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Stay 50, stay 50.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Stafford, and he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. Give him 2 yards on that play, and just like that, it's 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. 20! The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Chopper! Hey.
From the red zone now, Stafford. Flushed out right. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Lorenzo Carter in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now Stafford. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offensive coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field. So play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more. But a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end, Njoku. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Ready.
Back to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. On the return is Peterson. He'll be hard-pressed to match that one. That a 65-yard punt. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Looking to go back to Thomas again. And now it's 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Stafford looks to throw again. Flush to his right. He's going to let it. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 19. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working. And
100 yard dash. Got it on smash. Foot on the gas. I will not crash. They will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone. Watch me celebrate. I'm cocky. I do my dance. Jump in the stands. No man, man. Oh, there with the hands. Thought he could guard me. I ruin they plans. I do what I want. They do what they can. Got it on smash. Foot on the gas. I will not crash. 100 yard dash. 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 Yeah. They can't catch up cause they lacking the stamina. Way too advanced to be playing with amateurs. They on attack when they tackle like damager. They react and play it back on the camera. Hot boy, just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Heat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual. I do weekly what you do on the annual. MVP, that decision unanimous. Big dogs, I don't think they can handle it. Battlefield, it's just me and my warriors. Guaranteed we emerging victorious. Years, blood, sweat, tears, it's glorious. I remember when they always ignoring us. Dash, got it on smash. Foot on the gas. I will not crash. They will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone. Watch me celebrate. I'm cocky. I do my dance. Jump in the stands. No man, man. Oh, there with the hands. Thought he could guard me. I ruin they plans. I do what I want. They do what they can. Got it on smash. Foot on the gas. I will not crash. 100 yard dash. 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 They slept on the team that they owe me. I need a ring and a trophy. I say I'm the best cause I am. It's no need in keeping it low-key. I can carve up the D like a turkey or run straight through the D like a train. This year we ain't taking no losses. It's all about making the game. I hear a lot of trash talk. He call himself making a name. I put on a jet. The coach will regret even letting him stay in the game. Team morale took a tumble. Next time